Hey, hello, how do you do? Shady Doorags here. I want to take a moment to talk about the new show Disenchantment. Just from the look of it, you can tell that it's from the same creators of The Simpsons and Futurama. And even if you can't, the show proudly advertises that fact. So with that reputation, I thought this would easily be the next BoJack Horseman, or at the very least the next Futurama. I gave it a watch and... No, it is not those things. The show stars Tia Beanie, aka Bean, the princess of the medieval kingdom Dreamland. Bean lives with her father, stepmother, and half-brother in a castle where she's expected to perform her princess responsibilities. However, Bean doesn't want to be a princess anymore. She wants adventure in the great wide somewhere. So, with her male companion / love interest, who is going through his own problems, and her animal sidekick, Bean spends most of the show looking for a way to change her fate. Yeah, in case you couldn't tell, this is a take on the Disney formula, or at least that's what I saw, and right from the get-go, it is really, really bad. The characters are unlikable and inconsistent. Not only do they do horrible things, but they don't maintain the literature roles the story alludes them to have. The continuity is very forgetful, sometimes forcing things to occur that completely go against what happened prior. The consistency is pretty passable. Unless you count the parts where we're talking about character or continuity, in which case it's not. But I think the thing that ticks me off the most are the lessons learned by the characters. Not only are they bad lessons to teach anyone, especially the audience the show is going for, but they're also horribly executed. All in all, Disenchantment is not the show I thought it was going to be, and you should definitely give it a pass. Is what I would have said a few days ago. So here's a little story. I had begun writing my script for this when I was about halfway through this season, because at that point, I felt I knew what the show was giving me and I didn't think it was going to get any better. However, I told a friend of mine what I thought about it and he actually defended the show. Apparently, he had seen the end of the season and thought it was worth more credit than I was giving it. So he convinced me to watch it all the way to the end, and let me tell you, I'm ridiculously happy that he did. I don't want to spoil anything, but when you get to the end of the season, everything changes about the show. It decides that instead of being a bunch of throwaway lessons with throwaway characters, it should actually tell a story. The tone becomes heavier, the characters become more consistent, and the lessons are a lot more subtle and well executed. The characters wind up going through some difficult decisions with really significant consequences. Now, I stand by what I said. The first 6 episodes of the season are just trash. But I didn't want to have my first video on this series only representing the horrible beginning. That's right. First video. I plan on coming back to this show in more detail later. The point I mainly want to get across is that I don't think the beginning of the season is the story Disenchantment wanted to tell. It seems to me the show is trying to do the usual thing of letting us get to know the characters through meaningless stories before jumping into the serious stuff, but didn't actually make those stories good. When you finally get to the end of the season and you get that tonal shift, you feel like this is what you should have been experiencing all along and what the show was hoping you'd get to. All in all, give Disenchantment a chance. It starts off really, really bad, but it does have a good reward if you can make it to the end. Remember, most people didn't like the start of BoJack Horseman either, and we all know how that turned out. But if you want to jump right into the important stuff, and I wouldn't blame you if you did, here's what I recommend. Watch episodes 1 and 2 to get to know the characters and the world. They're still really bad episodes, but important nonetheless. Watch episode 6 for lore reasons. Again, a really bad episode, but it's important. Then watch episodes 8 through 10. With this, you'll be skipping about an hour's worth of stupidity, but will get enough to understand if the show is for you or not. That's my 2 cents anyway. I'll be keeping an eye on Disenchantment to see where it goes because I do expect great things from it. But those first 6 episodes, those need to be discussed in detail in just how bad they are. So keep an eye on my channel because I think I found the next series I want to discuss regularly. If Disenchantment sticks with the tone of the later episodes and stays far away from what it did in the earlier ones, then this does have the potential of being one of the next great adult cartoons. This has been Shady Doorags. So long, farewell, Auf Wiedersehen, goodbye.